There aren't really many Jurassic World or dinosaur-based games on the gaming scene. However, actually enough to make a pretty long list when it comes to mobile devices. If you have even a slight bit of interest for that specific topic, today I'm about to show you the best new dinosaur games out there to pick up and play for free on your Android and iOS devices as well. Let's go. Number 1, just a quick mention so we could get to the actual list of games that you can actually play. Nat Games, developers of the two other big games from earlier this year, the game Hits and Blue Archive, are actually coming out with a fully fledged MMORPG dinosaur hunting and survival game going by the name Project DX. Honestly, there ain't really much to talk about with this one, since we don't even have a gameplay trailer for it. This is only a cinematic the game's been in the making for 4 years to this day, and it is set to be coming out by the end of the year. Next up, with over 10 million downloads on the Play Store, we've got over here Jurassic Monster World, a first and third person shooter dinosaur 5 vs 5 fighting / defense game. Guys, Jurassic Monster World's been around for more than 3 years now. It's getting monthly updates, maps, modes, in-game items and content, and more. Game's very fun. Graphically, it is great, controls are very good, and it is quite engaging, meaning it's not boring. However, it does actually get a little gritty. Moving on to number 3, we've got the one and only Ark Survival, probably the ultimate mobile dinosaur-based game at the moment, sitting on the Play Store with over 10 million downloads and a 3 hefty gigabyte of storage requirements ever since 2018, with over 80 plus unique dinosaurs and primal creatures for you to capture and tame, and just all the survival goodness. If you've ever wanted to play a mobile version of Ark, this is pretty close to console and it is extremely fun in nature. Jurassic World, on the other hand, is a free-to-play mobile exclusive game based on the movies developed by the same team of previous builder JP. This is a park management sim, actually quite reminiscent of Theme Park, a very old classic game, although with much better graphic, and it even has an online mode. You get like north of 150 different dinosaurs to deal with, a huge range of actions to do with them. This game's downloaded over 50 million times, and it is all the way free. And number 5, from a little over 3 years ago, we've got over here Dino Tamers, an action RPG adventure, almost MMORPG survival game, sitting on Google Play with over 10 million downloads and over 1 million players as well. This game has actually one of the most interesting storylines out of the whole MMO scene, if that's your thing. The game is very addictive, you might want to be careful with this one, has a very good online support, it is all the way free, and it is huge in content. Number 6, we have Dino Squad, quite literally as the title suggests, the most well-tuned, famous squad-based dinosaur shooter. This is a co-op dinosaur shooter indeed, but it is also playable in the beginning though against AIs, kind of sort of to get you prepared for the later real challenges, which is just other players. The game is quite simply the most addicting game in today's list. It's very simple. If you like guns and dinosaurs, it's definitely the one for you. Moving on at number 7, we've got the old Jurassic Missions shooting game, which only belongs in the list, to be quite frank, because it's a first-person shooter, and there is actually quite a bit of lack of dinosaur-based ones on the Play Store. However, Jurassic Mission is, as you might have guessed, a mission-based shooter about some dude hired on a rescue mission. Game's quite long in content, it's a single player only, and quite diverse in dinosaur encounters, so keep it in mind. Coming up behind that, we have Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, in fact, one of the oldest arcade dinosaur games going back to more than 30 years ago. As a Neo Geo original, we have from roughly 40 hours ago here a totally remade project by a Korean developer with a brand new storyline as a 4-player co-op and some other multiplayer options. There's one problem here though. Cadillacs and Dinosaurs over here, the new game, is still in its beta and it's set to come out worldwide by the end of the year. Sitting on the Google Play Store with over 50 million downloads, although since 2014, which is simply making it the oldest game into this list. We've got over here Dino Hunter, Deadly Shores, actually an all the way offline, dinosaur hunting or shooting game that is, believe it or not, still getting updates, although pretty far in between. The game is just perfect, to be honest, has no bugs, tons of content, the guns in it are cool, there are many different dinosaurs and maps to just play with, and it is all the way free. Number 10, it is one of my favorite games today, sitting on the Play Store with over 10 million downloads, and the only game of its kind we have, Jurassic Survival. This is a top-down dinosaur action RPG shooter, quite a bit reminiscent of alien shooter games, although against dinosaurs, and it is very, very long and varied in content. Game's free, has in-app purchases only, literally bug-free, and has a pretty good story as well. Sitting on the Play Store with a 4.8 out of 5 review score, we've got Crazy Dino Park, which is a dinosaur park management, almost sim. Probably what you get by mixing Jurassic World and idle game mechanics. I would actually easily put this one at number 1 today if it wasn't for the graphic style, which makes it more of a teen to E-rated game. But nonetheless, the game is the most fun, has loads of mini games and rewards, and it is all the way free. Coming up behind that from a couple of weeks over 2 years ago, we've got over here Dinosaur Safari, a first-person dinosaur survival shooting game, maybe not the greatest game out there right now, but one of the more unique ones, mainly in its premise. It's you and another dude on a survival/dinosaur discovery mission, and you have to defend yourself against T-Rexes and stuff. Game's free, all you really need to do is to use the link down in the description, and you might want to remember the game is quite long. Path of Titans, on the other hand, is an MMO game where you begin as a baby hatching and get to grow to an adult dinosaur, mainly just do your best to survive in the midst of over 25 different dinosaur species. You get to hunt, attack other players at some point, defend yourself, and as I've mentioned earlier, just don't get eaten, so that you can actually become the apex dinosaur himself. Anyway, Path of Titans world is actually massively huge with over 200 other players to just play with in each map. The game supports crossplay, and it actually does get a ton of update every month. Jurassic World Alive at number 14 is probably the best game today. If I had to say so myself. This is a free-to-play, location-based, augmented reality and somewhat merged game, but fighting kind of Pokemon style RPG. This game is a solid 5 out of 5 stars in my opinion. It has great animations, some really good looking dinosaurs. It has a campaign with lots and lots of content to get busy with for a long time. It could get a little bit greedy, but the truth is that the game is very generous and rewarding, and it is literally bug-free. At number 15, once again, from all the way back 2018, we've got over here Dinosaurs Are People 2, which is just a really cute and casual offline idle sim single player that's just very easy to follow, get the hang of, and quite difficult if that is what you wish. But don't really have much to talk about with this one, except the game is quite a bit of time waster, and developers have known how to get you engaged. There's one problem though, it does get a little bit greedy as well. Moving on, we've got Dinos or Dinos Online with over 5 million downloads. This is a casual dinosaur life sim, but a multiplayer game at its core, and quite fine-tuned for a good experience. Dinos Online's been getting updates for more than 6 years now. Games online support is great. Very simple to get the hang of. It's just you get to play as a dinosaur and roam, travel to different worlds, kill AIs or other players, level up, make friends, and eventually upgrade your gear. Moving on at 17, we have a real-time strategy, almost battle royale style or Clash Royale inspired defense game going by the name Dino Clash, Tribal War. Very interesting, specifically the idea that you get to compare all prehistorical creatures and their powers against each other. Game has a lot of potential in my opinion, although it's been around for half a year now, and it is sitting on the Play Store with a 4.7 out of 5 review score, so keep it in mind. Moving on from earlier March this year with a 4.6 out of 5 review score, we've got over here Dinosaur Merge Battle. At its core, just a merge game indeed, as you could tell, except you don't just sit on a single location and manage combining meat. Here you actually get to move around and fight off other groups of dinosaurs and get big. Game's very addictive, especially if you have a history for that type of game, and it is all the way free with optional ads. Moving on, well, just an honorable mention because this is not anymore available on the Play Store except on a few websites. I've actually mentioned one in the description, but we've got over here Jurassic Hunt 3D that initially came out more than half a decade ago, and it is quite admirable. So, moving on. And last but not least, we've got over here Dinosaur Park Jurassic Tycoon from earlier June this year. Although coming at last, this is actually the newest game in today's list. Just a neat little chill idle game, has a lot of stuff to take care of and get busy with. Takes you about 200 megabytes of space though, but it is one hell of an addictive one. So keep it in mind.